handling in stored procedure, we have a topic. When an error occurs inside a stored procedure, it is important to handle it appropriately, such as the continuing or existing the current code. Or in a we have a loop, or we have just some block where you want to continue or you want to exit, then we don't have a synthetic error, but we have the logical error. So at the time, the some exception may generate, and those exception is required to handle, and that concept is known as the exception handling in database management system. In MySQL, we can say exception handling in stored procedure. So we have a topic that is known as the exception handling in stored procedure. So declaring a handle, how we can declare. Okay, rather than the writing the theoretical concept over here, just let me give some idea over here by the synthetical way, so you can learn more detail about the synthetic way. So how to declare the handler? Okay, now what is mean by the handler? Okay, handler basically is a concept, or it is a basically keyword which will deal with your exception. When the exception is generating, then how to handle, and that is known as declaring a handler. So handler is basically is a part of the database management system. You can say the part of the database management system where the exception generated, then it will catch, just like a catch. So when the exception generated, it will catch and show me the result, what kind of the exception we are generating. So handler is just like a catch block in C++, in Java and Python. So first we need to declare the handler. So how to declare the handler? So I'm writing the syntax right now. The syntax would be C, declare action. Now here action could be the two types. One is the continue action or existed. Now if any exception generated, then the code should continue or code should terminate. Okay, so this is the point. So exception we need to manage by the our declare handler point. So we have the statement declare action. Now we have the handler keyword for condition value, and we have the statement. Okay, so these are syntax we need to keep in mind. Since action could be two types, one is the continue. If you have the action continue, then education continue, that is of course the education will be continue under the begin and end section or block. And if you are using the exit action, then the education of the enclosing code we are using, right, begin or end section, where the handle is declared terminate. So action can be two types. One is exit or continue. Continue. Okay, so this is a point you need to keep in mind. Now, if we're talking about the conditional value, conditional value. Okay. So, what is the sense of the conditional value? So, you can understand. You can understand conditional value. Conditional value means I'm talking about my SQL error code. Okay, and some code points you need to keep in mind, and there is a list of the error code. You can find this error code list from anywhere. Standard SQ, SQL state value. Okay, so this is the standard SQL state value we have to remember, or it can be an SQL warning like not found or any SQL exception. Okay, so I can write over here like SQL warning not found, like a table is not found. Okay, like this one, or any SQL exception. And this is the 2 point we need to keep in mind. And if time permits, then I will tell you more detail about the conditional values. So declare is a keyword, action, what kind of action you want to use, that is exit or continue. Handler is again keyword, for itself is a keyword, and conditional value, of course conditional value I am saying. So conditional values could be the MySQL error code, or standard SQL state values, that could be SQL warning or not found or SQL expression. So we will see. And statement, what kind of statement you want to print or you want to execute. Okay, so for understanding for this part, we will see this concept by an example. Rather than the wasting much time, it is better idea to take a simple example, and with this example you will understand the exception handling in proper way. For doing so, let me create a table. Okay, first let me create a table, and I want to give the table name, that is a supplier product. Okay, supplier it is better idea is like this one, supplier product. Okay, so I'm creating a table. So what how can create table? Create table supplier product. Okay, here I just want to add some attributes, that is a SID, that is supplier ID. Okay, that should be integer type, and we have the product ID, so that should be again integer type. Okay, and we can make the primary key, or we can make the composite key. So right now I'm just making the primary key. Okay, that is the primary key on both ID, so that is the supplier ID and product ID. So this is what I'm doing, the composite key. Okay. Now tell me, so far everything is clear to all. What I mean to say that any exception can be handled by the declared handler. Okay, so what is handler? It is just like a catch block. If exception is generated, then it will catch something. Okay, catch something means catch the exception, and how we manage. And of course we have the some part, those are the action, what kind of action we want to perform, and what are the condition values we need to see. Those are recognized by the some error code or some standard SQL states. Those are the SQL warning not found, SQL exception, and a statement, what exception statement you want to display or print. Yes, please tell me, everything is clear to all, or before understanding all this concept, let us create a table. Yes, please tell me. So far, any doubt?
No, sir.
Okay. So from this point, you have to listen each and every point carefully, and whenever you're feeling any doubt, then you can ask me or you can intervene me anytime. So just let me execute this query. Now, the sub product table is created. So just let me see, is it created or not? So let me refresh, and you can see on the left panel side, sub product table is created, and what is the its. Now see, you can see SID and PID. It please let me know it is visible to all right now.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so there are two attributes, SID and PID, supplier ID or product ID. From this point, we want to create the procedure to manage the exception. Now, first I'm creating the delimiter. Okay, and just let me create a procedure. Create procedure, and that is insert supplier. See, I'm just creating the procedure. I'm giving the name of the insert supplier production, and begin and end and delimiter. So finally, I've created the blocks. Now from this blocks, I need to perform my task. So create procedure insert underscore sub underscore product. That is the my name of the procedure. Okay. From this point, I will use two in parameter, and first one is in parameter would be in SID. Okay, that should be integer. Okay, so I will pass SID for insert purpose. Okay, and I will pass the product ID for insert purpose. So what is the my question is over here. We want to insert a record, insert a record into product table. Okay, and 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 to check whether record is exist or not. If record is exist, if exist, then display message. Okay, so this is a problem. We are solving this problem. The create procedure. So we will take two parameter as a input purpose. So second would be the in PID as an integer, as an integer. Now, yes, please tell me. Is it clear to all right now? Yes, please tell me. Is it clear to all right now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so problem is clear. Then this is good. So what we are doing? So it is okay. Okay, so first we need to declare exit. Their exit handler for 1062. So yes, let me clear to all. What is the sense over here? So declare is a keyword, exit is again keyword, but it is a kind of action. If I found some error, then it should exit. So what should exit? My block, or I will terminate the or I will exit from the my code of the block. So declare exit handler for 1062. 1062 is basically is a error code. Okay, so you can see over here, as I told you, conditional value that is known as a MySQL error code or a standard SQL statement you want to use. So I'm using right now MySQL error code, and that is 1062, and it has own meaning. That is, it return if there is some we are getting something that is already available, so it will return something. Okay, so why the example you will understand properly. So declare, okay, over here, and just let me know what is the error we are getting right now. Okay, in this position unexpected identified. So okay, sorry, semicolon will not come over here. Now where is we are getting the error again. Okay, so this is created. Now here we will start and begin end. Now what we want to do? So here we are using the another begin section, another block. Okay, you can see another block inside the block. So first begin is basically a main begin, and where will be the part of the entire uh, procedure, that is insert sub product. But inside the we have the small block that is a begin or that is terminated by semicolon, which defines that what the function, what the thing you want to use you can do, and if there is an exception generated, then we'll manage. So suppose we have the we want to make a program or make a we are want to write the procedure language code to manage the multiple exception. Then we have to declare multiple exception above the its block. So respectively the exception we need to check, then we need to define the multiple begin and end section. So here we are handling the one block. Okay, if there is some exception, and that is to be managed by the such a handler. And what is the exception to be generated from which part? That is this part, that is a begin and end. Okay, so let me write over here, select concat, concat, select concat. Now here just what is the message? Duplicate key, duplicate key in SID, in PID, that is in SID, and in PID, this is above two variables. In ID occurred. Okay, as message. Okay, so that should be display some message over here if we found any duplicacy. So we have this point. Okay, so here concatenation, everything is okay. Yeah, see, it is correct. It is terminated over here. So it is closing perfectly. So no, there is no issue. Now unexpecting, we are getting the unexpecting. So okay, semicolon is required. So we have done semicolon. Now there is no issue. Yes, please. Uh, is it clear to all, or should I explain over here? Please tell me.
Yes, sir, please explain.
Yes. See, we are creating a process, insert, support, production. This part is clear to all. Let me come one by one. Is it clear to all? What we are doing,
Yeah.
we are using two in a parameter, and when we call this procedure, then we will pass two different values. That is in SID and PID. That is supplier ID, production ID. Okay. Now, is it clear to all right now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and this begin section and end section, that is a main begin section or end section. From this code, we will define our procedure language code. So we are doing. So this is the part. Okay. So first we are declaring the action. That is a if we found an error. Okay. So this error code will be standard error code. We have to remember. And if you are not remembering, then you can define your own. You can use any standard SQL value, or you can use any your own define, and that is known as the unnamed condition associated with the either the MySQL error code or SQL state value. So at that time you can use own, but it is not easy to use own code. So it is better idea to we can use a predefined existing code. So that is a code you have to keep in mind few things. So right now we have the handle for 1062. So this 1062 is basically a MySQL error code, and 4 is a keyword, and handler is a keyword, and exit is action, what kind of action you want to use. And from this point we are using begin section. From this point we are using begin section to, if there is a handler is occur, then a message should be displayed. So this, that message should be displayed, that is duplicate key. And what is the duplicate key? That is come over here. What we will want to use, we can use any value. So it will display over here insert ID and in supply ID and production ID. So it will display the message along with the supply ID and production ID, that is it is duplicacies available. So duplicate key like this one, supplier ID and production ID is all occurred. So a message will be displayed over here. So we are displaying a message here, and we are doing is aliasing of the code as a message. It's optional. If you are not doing so, it's okay. But at the time you have to write the entire statement like this one. So we have done aliasing over here. Whenever we need to use this code, so we can use the its aliasing part, that is a message only. Now, this part is clear to you right now? Yes, tell me.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so here what I want to insert something. So what is the syntax? Into insert into what is the my table name? That is supply production. Okay, supply production. And what is the first part? That is SID comma PID. Okay, and PID. Okay, PID and values, the syntax. And here what value I must use? I must use the local variable. Those are the in SID and in PID. Okay. So by this syntax, supply production table will be updated by the new records, that is the supplier ID, production ID. Now, this part is clear to all? Yes, please tell me. This part is clear to all?
Yes, sir.
Insert a new record into the table. Okay, into the table. And after doing this part, Now if I want to print something over here, then or we want to display, so of course we can display. So the display the or we can say it's written. Actually, it is better idea to write the statement like this one: return the products what we want to use, uh, products supplied supplied by the supply ID. Okay, so the syntax would be the select count star from SUP product where SID equal to INSID. Okay, so select is not a valid point. Select okay, first let me use this part, and it is better idea to use previous one, and this part should come over here, and delimiter is like this one. Now return the supply valid node statement. So oh, space will not be applicable over. Yes, this is the point. So first what I'm doing over here, I'm just trying to insert and yes, now let me print at the last. So now it is perfect work. And now this would be much better. Yes, delimiter. In this code there is no issue, there is no error. Just please tell me, is it clear to all? Yes, please tell me, is it clear to all?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let me execute this code and see the result. If I'm executing, if there is some error, so first let me know. Now check uh, the stored procedure available or not. So no stored procedure not available. So let me execute this code. Yes, it is executed successfully. Now we got the insert supply production, so we don't have any error right now. Okay, right now I'm just doing something over here that is helping to you. Now you can see how to call the procedure. Okay, so as you know, it is a simple concept by which you can understand. We call the procedure call. What is the name of the procedure? Insert supply production. And what is the parameter I want to use? Please tell me what is supply ID I must use. Please tell me. You can tell me any supply ID or production ID. Just please tell me any value you want to use. Just please tell me any supply ID or production ID. We are inserting the first value. Please say something. Any integer value, any two integer value. Yes, student, please tell me. Or should I use my own values?
Any value, sir.
Okay, right now I'm inserting the production supply ID 5 and any production ID just like this one. Okay. 5, comma 7. Okay, no problem. After this, I'm trying to execute my code. Now see, there is one record. There is one record is inserted. Is it visible to all? There is one record inserted. Is it visible to all?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so how we are getting this result? You can see it returns the product supply ID by the supply ID is a total. We are counting. Okay. Now, after this one, I am calling another this one or this one like this one. I'm updating this one. I'm calling again some value. Previously, what value we have inserted? So yes, please see. We have the 5 and 7. Okay. Now I'm executing this code once again. So we have inserted one row and there is no issue. We have inserted how many rows? We have inserted the one row. So there is no issue. Now let me check. Finally, we have the two records. We have two records. Okay. 5 7 and 15 27. Okay. But why we are getting the one over here in the count? Because at a time we are inserting one record. Okay. If you want to use multiple record at a time, then you can use, then how you can use with simple concept, you can call this function again. Now see, so I'm updating some values like this one and like this one. Okay, I'm updating the this one. You can use any values like this one. Okay, I'm just updating some value. So how many product supply ID and production ID I'm inserting? 4. So let me execute this code once again. Okay, so one by one it is inserted, and see at the down you can see result 3, result 4, result 5, result 6 is coming. Okay, is it visible to all? So 4 different records will be inserted. Now you can see over here, is it inserted?
Yes, sir.
Okay, see, and it means there is no duplicacy so far. Let me right now, let me use this one. So everything is okay, it's a normal code, it is working. But where is the exception? So instead of doing so, just let me show me once again the tables data. You can see over here. Here we have the 6 records, 1 2 3 4 5 6. One record is not showing over here, but it's 6 record. Now see, one, okay, 1 2 3 4 5 6 6 records we have. Fours we have inserted later on. Before we have inserted 2 records. Now I'm trying to insert this record which is already available. Okay, but try to execute down what would be the my result. Okay, now see, the message will display over here, duplicate record 165 to 27 occurred. This is the message we have used in the exception handling under the block. Now you can see how we are getting this point. We are getting this point from the this handler, and this handler just manage this block because this message is generated by some exception, and it is displaying a message duplicate key we have occurred, that is a 165 to 27. If you do not want to use this key, then you can see. Okay, let us check once again for the other value. See, I want to use this one. Try to use this one. Yes, the duplicate record 175 627 is occurred. Why? Because it is already available. But if let me check, so there should be 6 records because we are finding the duplicacy. There should be 6 records. So when exception generated, the other parts of the code will not execute. So when the exception generated, this block will generate an exception, and after generating the exception, handle will generate and produce a message over here. What message we have written over here? That is the message we have over here. And see, the ahead part of this block will not be considered, will not be executed, and will not execute. Why will not execute it? Because when the exception generated, we are exiting. Okay, so when the exception generate, Okay, let me write over here for helping purpose to you. When exception will be generated the uh, block will be terminated. So finally, which block? The main block. Okay, so main block will be terminated. So this is a exception handling. Now, is it clear to all right now? Please tell me. Is it clear to all?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so instead of doing this one, if you want to use continue, then you can use, okay, inside instead of the exit you can use the continue, so there will be no issue. Now what would the result? You can see at that time. So this is the point. We have the point. Now is it clear to everything? Is clear to all right now?
Sir, syntax is fine, and sir, this declaration sir is also okay. But sir, which kind of exception we are handling here? I'm confused. Can you tell, please?
Which kind of the exception you are handling? Okay, see, since 1062 is representing, that is the only the error code. Okay, you can define any error code, doesn't mean, but that is a standard error code. We have to keep in mind that is 1062, and you want to update this code by the different things. So I have just I will take the few minutes, then will tell you the this example into different ways, then you can understand. Just let me copy this part. Let me copy this part from this part to this part.
Sir, are we handling the duplicacy of keys?
Yes, yes, of course. Here, since here in this part, we found that there is a duplicacies available, duplicacies occurring here. So duplicacies occurring, so it automatically generate an exception that is generated by the 1062. So that is the SQL code. So that is the point you need to keep in mind.
Sir, like if I pass SID and PID account means 5 and 7, and
Yeah,
again if I am passing, so it will generate the error.
yes, of
Is it
course.
clear?
Because the 5 and 7 supply ID and production ID is already available.
Yes, sir.
So this
And
is a
sir,
duplicacy is occurring over here.
okay. Yes, sir.
So,
And sir,
so
what about this message?
see, message is basically showing over here. If we have no, if this this is showing that we need to handle the exception. Now, from which part you can generate the exception? So this is a block. This is a block which is defined to generate an exception. When the exception generated, then it will catch. So handle will handle the exception, and it represent the message that is a select duplicate key duplicate key, what value we have inserted that is occurred, and it will shown by the this part. And after that displaying, the block will be terminated automatically, so rest of the part ahead of this code will not execute it. So this is a block which is used to generate an exception. Okay, let me update this program by more simpler, then you will understand. See, so I'm creating the insert supply production ID 1. Okay, same thing I'm keeping as it is. Okay, when the exception is generated, so it will be generated. So this is a comment. This is a part. This is a yes. Now there is no issue. So now I'm creating another procedure, that is insert supply production 1 and insert. Same thing I'm just keeping and begin. So here I'm just declaring the multiple exception. Now see, declare exit handler for 1062, and you do not want to create any special begin or end section for defining the exception. So it is better idea to you can define like this one. Select Select duplicate key error. Okay, this is a message. Okay, duplicate error encountered as a message. Okay, now there's no need to use this block right now. Okay, no
Sir,
need.
can you execute this?
Just give me 1 second. Let me update other parts. Just give me 1 second. Let me check. Where is we have something we are missing. Okay, that should be terminated by the semicolon. Okay, if I try to execute this part, let me call insert sub production 1 5 comma 7, that is already available, and let me execute this part is created. Okay, now let me execute. Now see, message displaying over here, duplicate key error encountered. If you do not want to generate an exception from the part, so definitely you can display the message like this one. So now after inserting, it is found that is a message already available. The record is already available. Now what happened at that time? So exception catched by the this handler, that is a declare exit handler 1062, and it will display message that is duplicate key error encounter. If we are not displaying anything over here, then it's optional. Okay, now leave it right now. That after doing, suppose we are doing so, it will not display any message. But now see, if you try to insert something, then at the last and the bottom side an error will be generated. But finally, by using this handler, we are catching the exception after insert into supplier production being executed. So the record is already available. So this record is already available, then at the bottom side an error will be generated. The record is already available. So getting the error, to prevent from the getting the error, first if the error we need to check if the record is already available, then why we cannot handle by the exception. So definitely declare action handler for statement conditional value and statement. By this concept we can manage the exception. So now we have the point. Okay, other than this one, so let me update this part to let's see, declare exit handler for SQL exception. You do not want to use any MySQL error code, you can use any what I told you, you can use any standard SQL statement. So that is a SQL exception not found. Okay, as I told you, so you can use this point. So declare exit handler for SQL exception, and okay, so just let me update this part right now and see what would be happening over here. Just let me this check this part. So just let me refresh and remove this one production. This is just remove this one and see what I can get it. Okay, so there is a nothing to be displayed over here because we are not printing any message which is to be generated by the exception, but we are not getting an error. We are not getting any error. So this is the point. So we are not getting an error. Everything is okay, so no problem. Instead of this one, so if I do 1062, so let me check 1062, let me check, and let me remove the another exception part. See, so if you want to display something by the message, then you can display by putting the statement. So what is the statement? Select, okay, duplicate message. So by this I'm doing so no problem. So instead of doing so, you can update this one, like this one, SQL exception. This is point which is known as the MySQL standard. SQL, instead of SQL code, we can write the SQL statement. So MySQL exception, and here I want to display select SQL exception encountered as a message. Okay. You can also use this one while declaring something. Declare exit handler for SQL state, and here we have to use this one code, and here we have the select SQL state 23,000 and error code. Okay, so this is the point. Now everything I'm just keeping as it is, and I will try to insert this one, and let me remove this one and say drop now. Okay, let me execute this part once again. See, so duplicate key error encountered. So multiple exception we can define, we can declare, there will be no issue. But which kind of the exception generated? So it will be managed by automatically and generated over here. It is not any SQL exception. It is a duplicate key error generated, and that is we managed by the SQL code, that is a SQL error code, that is a 1062. So this is the point. Yes, from this point everything is clear to all. That is how to manage the exception.